Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm your host, and today we're uncovering something absolutely huge. We're talking about the massive, totally invisible machinery that literally powers our everyday lives. It's this intricate, high-speed world operating 24/7 behind the scenes, just making sure global commerce functions without a hitch. We're going to break down exactly how goods travel across the entire globe to arrive perfectly right at our doorsteps. So picture this highly relatable scenario. You just ordered your absolute favorite burger. How in the world does the restaurant ensure you get the exact meal you ordered, right when you want it, served hot, in the proper packaging, and at the price you agreed to? Getting the right product to the right person at the right time and in the right condition? Well, it isn't magic. It's a highly orchestrated logistical procedure. To get just a little bit formal for a second, logistics management is the critical link between business operations and the marketplace. It's the planning, implementing, and controlling of the efficient flow and storage of goods from their very origin to consumption. But hey, it's not just a one-way street. We also have to account for the flow of goods in reverse. This is called reverse logistics, and it's a huge deal. It covers everything from managing your customer returns and repairing defective items to recycling packaging and responsible waste disposal. Ultimately, this whole end-to-end system is what guarantees your needs are met. Okay, so here is our roadmap for the explainer today. We'll start with what is logistics exactly? Then military routes to modern business. After that, the core objectives of logistics. Then choosing your transport mode. And finally, the magic of containerization. All right, let's jump right into section one. What is logistics exactly? Let's see what's actually being moved in this massive system. Logistics goes way beyond just moving physical boxes around on trucks. It's really more like an intricate dance of resources, which we can perfectly sum up as the 5 M's. First, you have material, so tangible products, liquids, or gases. Then, manpower, because human resources are totally essential. You've got to have machinery to do the heavy lifting and money to fund the whole flow. Finally, and this is absolutely crucial today, abstract items. Think real-time data, information, and energy. Logistics controls all of these, orchestrating them in perfect harmony while ensuring maximum security, which is exactly why logistics firms meticulously track and ensure every single asset they touch. Moving on to section two, military routes to modern business. Because this highly structured process definitely didn't start in a modern corporate boardroom. Actually, the history here is fascinating. The very term logistics comes from the Greek word logos, which means order, and the French word loger, which relates to the art of war. Believe it or not, the Babylonians were the first to create a specialized military supply corps around 2000 BC. For centuries, logistics was strictly military, moving troops, supplying ammo, setting up hospitals under grueling conditions. But then, right around 1980, a massive shift occurred. Growing global businesses adopted these hardcore military concepts to scale up. They shifted all that precision toward moving raw materials, managing inventory, and distributing finished products, turning logistics into a real game changer for corporate expansion. So that brings us to section three, core objectives of logistics. What are the actual operating goals keeping these businesses thriving today? Think of these objectives as the literal vital organs of a growing business. First up is inventory management. The goal here is minimizing the cash a company has trapped in stored goods while keeping the product flowing. Then there's warehousing. And this is wild. Warehouses have completely transformed from dusty, stagnant storage rooms into high-speed, dynamic switching facilities. Combine that with information systems that give you continuous, real-time supply chain visibility, and what do you get? The ultimate competitive edge. Businesses increase their sales incredibly fast when they can offer rapid, reliable customer service. All right, section four, choosing your transport mode. We know the why, so let's look at the how with what I like to call the Great Transport Showdown. So, how do things actually physically move? Well, there is no single perfect method. It's always this complex balancing act. If you need something immediately, air transport is your absolute champion, taking just hours. But it comes with the steepest costs and significant greenhouse gas emissions. On the flip side, ocean transport is the slowest, taking weeks, but it boasts massive capacity and the lowest cost for bulk items. Then you have road transport, offering incredible door-to-door flexibility. And rail? That's your cost-effective powerhouse for heavy inland shipping. Supply chain managers are just constantly weighing speed, cost, capacity, and climate impact to find that perfect route. Now, because no single mode is totally perfect, the ultimate hack is intermodal transportation. This is where the real magic happens. It combines various modes, seamlessly moving a shipment from a massive sea vessel straight to a speeding rail car and then to a local road truck. By networking these together, managers can totally exploit the specific advantages of each mode, cut down the total traveling distance and time, and dramatically decrease service failures and delays.
And that brings us perfectly to our final section, Section 5, the magic of containerization, the humble hero making intermodal transport possible.
Seriously, containerization is nothing short of a global revolution. It's simply the practice of distributing goods in standardized, reusable metal boxes, usually 20 or 40 feet long. Before this idea caught on, cargo was loaded piece by individual piece. It was agonizingly slow and chaotic. But by standardizing the box itself, cargo can now seamlessly hop from a ship to a train to a truck without a single human hand ever touching the goods inside. It's brilliant. These steel boxes bring 4 massive benefits to the table. Number 1 is durability. They're literally built to survive being stacked 10 high in the middle of a severe ocean typhoon. Number 2 is versatility. They can carry pretty much anything, standard dry goods, frozen food, or hazardous chemicals. 3 is efficiency, because they entirely eliminate the need for intermediate handling, which severely reduces damage. And finally, 4 is security. Because the contents are totally sealed and hidden from origin to destination, containerization has practically slashed global cargo theft. But wait, there is a catch. This system isn't without its massive challenges. Moving millions of these steel boxes around the world is incredibly capital-intensive and very space-hungry. It gobbles up massive amounts of terminal space, pushing ports to the very edges of our cities. It requires deep-water channels for megaships, towering giant cranes, and immense financial investment just to connect the road and rail lines to the water. The scale is almost hard to comprehend. So, we've traveled all the way from the ancient battlefields of Babylon to the giant steel boxes sailing across our oceans today. The next time you order that favorite burger, buy a new phone, or just grab groceries, take a second to marvel at this unbelievable, invisible engine of logistics. Think about the careful balance of material, manpower, and information that brought it right to your fingertips. How are you going to look at your next purchase now that you know exactly what it took to get it to you? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep asking questions about the hidden systems that shape our world.